Right, good afternoon. In the last class, I explained, I demonstrated about another database object called query, right? So we already applied tables as well as queries in databases, so in database management system. So both these tools are called objects, right? Table is one of the objects and also query is one of the objects. And not only table and query, we have some other objects, right? So all these objects have a unique purpose. So, you know, table is for storing the data in databases. So we can simply say that the data are saved in database, but if you take it very closer, then you can understand that the data are saved in tables, right? But table cannot be used for retrieving the data, right? So, you know, having the data in a table is important, but at the same time, you should be able to find the data whenever you need, right? So for that purpose, we need or we use query, right? So I explained these two things in the last classes, right? In the last class, I explained about query, and also we discussed about tables too, right? So today, as I told you earlier, we have to finish this unit quickly because we are taking so much time to, take these things. So here, let me finish this unit with these two remaining objects, right? So we used table and also we used query. We have to apply forms as well as reports, right? We have form as an object, and also there is another object called report, right? So let me tell you the purpose of having form first. After that, I will show you, or I will apply that in our database, right? Okay. So, you know, we can insert the data or we can add the data to the database through table. You know, the datasheet view of the table. Using the datasheet view of the table, data can be added to the table. It's okay, you can understand. But sometimes adding the data using table is sometimes hard because, or sometimes it's inconvenient for the users because think about your table, typical table. A table may have many fields, maybe 10, maybe 15, many fields possible. So if you are inserting data in a table which has 10 or 15 fields, sometimes it is difficult because you cannot see all the fields on the screen. Only some of the fields are visible. Some of them are hidden, right? Because your screen size is not enough or not enough to show everything. So you have to use the scroll bar, right? That horizontal scroll bar here and there to view that. It makes you trouble because as a user, you need to enter the data within a short period of time. You don't need to waste your time, right? But if it is a table, if it is a datasheet view, definitely it takes time because I hope that you can understand, because there are so many fields displayed and not all the fields are shown, right? Only few fields are shown, but some of them are hidden. So you need scroll bar to enter the data. It takes time. Scrolling this, dragging the scroll bar here and there definitely take time. So this may be the reason why form is used, right? So you can enter the data through form to the table. I repeat it. So definitely the table is the place where all the data are saved, right? There is no doubt at all. But the data entry directly to the form, directly to the table is something which a user faces as inconvenience. So that may be the reason why we use the form. Through the form, we can add the data. So whenever a data is added through the form, it will be saved in table, right? So this may be the reason why we use form, but it would be easy when I show one example, right? Wait until that happens. Okay, before that, I will show the table again, and make you to understand the inconvenience which we face when entering the data, right? So let's take the table first. Right. So this is the one which we created on the other day, right? We have a database called School D. This is my database that has 2 tables and 1 query, right? Okay. So let's open the student table. Double click and open it, right? Now look here. This is the data sheet view of the table. You all know that, right? So table has 2 very important views. The first one is design view, where the table is designed, but this view is not ideal for entering the data. So for entering the data, you have to switch to another view called datasheet view. Okay, here we are in datasheet view, right? But look at this data sheet view. It looks like a typical table, right? You have vertical components as fields, right? But here, fortunately, I have 5 fields: admission number, SNAME, DOB, gender, city. So now I may not have, or I may not face any problems because all the fields are visible. None of them are hidden. So I can fastly add the data. But imagine you have some other fields. Assume that you have 15 fields, because for a student there may be 15 characters like admission number, name, right, address, gender, father's name. So there may be many. So now what happens if you have many fields? Definitely some fields, so there should be fields here, right? So some fields must be hidden, right? Some fields must be there. So now the scroll bar automatically comes there. You have to use the scroll bar for moving that. Right, so this is the one which I talked about earlier. This is little tough, right? Not little, actually this is tough. So using this view for data entry may not be appropriate, right? But data must be saved here, there is no doubt. But when it comes to data entry, there may be issue, right? Okay, so this may be the reason why we create forms, right? Okay. But remember, if you want to create a form, definitely you must have a table, because form is used for entering the data, not for saving the data, right? So through the form, you enter the data. So once the data is entered, it must be saved in table. So remember this point: without a table, you cannot create the form. So make sure your database has a table, at least one table. You may have more than one tables, but at least you must have one table in your database. So here my database is School D that has 2 tables, but I use student table, right? I want to add some data to student table, okay? Right, so let me close this tab. Right, listen to me. So let's create a simple form for data entry. So as usual, go to the create tab, because all these database objects are listed or are kept under create tab, right? So have a look at this. We already used table, right? This small portion belongs to table. Then we discussed about query, right? Look here, this small section again reserved, right? This is for query. Now this is the one which we have to use, right? This portion belongs to form. There are some options available for form. So this is form. Then you can find the report tool. See, this area is for report. That will be told next, right? And also you have another area called macro, but macro is not included in our syllabus. So I'm not going to teach you the macro, right? But these 2 will be taught, right? Forms as well as reports. Okay, right. So now I want a form, right? So there are so many methods. So there are many methods to create a form, but the simplest method is to click on form wizard. See, there is an option called form wizard. Click on it. Right, you have already heard the word wizard, right? Because we applied lookup wizard earlier. When we created table, or when we designed table, we used lookup wizard as a data type. So here wizard is something which takes steps for fulfilling some tasks. So here remember the thing which we are heading, right? So now I'm creating a form because I need data entry through the form, right? So that may be the reason why I have decided to create the form, right? Okay, right. Now look here, in the first step, you need to select the table where you need to enter the data, right? So here, all the tables and queries are listed in this view. I want to add the data in student table, right? So let me select the student table. Have you understood? Here, the table in which the data to be added has to be selected, right? So here we need to enter the data in student table. So we select it, right? Okay. Now look at this. All the available fields in student table are listed. So you can clearly see them: admission number, ADNO, SName, DOB, gender, city. These are nothing. These are the fields available in the student table, right? Now, I need all these fields in my form because the reason or the purpose for creating the form is to enter the data to the table, right? I'm going to enter the data to the table through form. So definitely I need all these fields to my form. Then only I can add the student name, I can add the date of birth, everything. So you need all these fields to your form. So now you can see there are two icons there. This is for single selection. If you click this one, only the first field will be selected, right? So, but if you want everything, here one by one, right? You can select one by one. Now admission number is selected. If you click again, see name selected. So this is how you can select one by one. But if you want all the fields to your form, better use this selection, right? You can click this one. Now all these fields are selected. Fields have been selected, which means these fields will be included in our form, right? This is enough. Click next. Yes, next. You can change the layouts. I'm not going to change the style now. So next and then finish, right? Look at the screen. Now, you know, this is the form created. Even you can check it on the left side, right? We have two tables, payment student, and also we have one query which we created on the other day. Just now we have created forms, right? This is in the name of student, right? Okay, right. Have a look at this. Now, this student this form shows the existing data, right? Look here, 1001, Vimal, date of birth there, gender there, city there. But now, if you compare the table with the form, you can clearly see one difference. If it is table, I'm talking about a data sheet view of the table, right? So if it is a table, at once you can see all the records. So many records are shown at once, right? Okay, let's better open that. Now see that? You can see many records at once. But if it is form, right, there may be different form layouts possible, but according to this layout, you are able to see only one record at a time. This is also very good when it comes to retrieving the data, because when I want to see someone's data, now it's too easy to read and get his or her information. But if you have so many things, sometimes they may trouble us, because sometimes we misread some names, or maybe we may face some inconvenience. But if it is one by one data entry, it may be too easy, right? Look here. Now I got that form, right? This is the form. Now to see the second record, you can see some options available on the bottom, right? Look here, this icon is for next record, right? This is a familiar icon. You can see such things in your sometimes in your CD player or DVD player. So it may be next, right? So click on the next and keep an eye on the record. Now you have another record, right? Look at them, admission number there, student name, date of birth. Now I got another one. If you want to see the third record, again click on it. Okay, so this is how the data can be changed, right? The records can be taken. So even if you want to go back, use the other button. See, there is another icon called previous. This is for previous or back. So click on it, you will be taken to the second record. If I click again, I will be taken to the first record. And look at the other button, this is for last record. As in you have 900 record. You want to jump to the 900 record directly. So don't take one by one. Just click on the last record icon. Now you will be taken to the last one, right? So this is how forward or next record visible. This is how back or previous record visible, right? This is the icon for the last record, right? Even you can go to the first record. This is the first record, right? So use this one. This is previous record. This is next record. Here last record. Here first record. Okay. So using these buttons, we can simply switch from one record to another. Okay. Let me click the last one. So now look at the message. They are 7 of 7, which means we are in the last record. We have 7 records. Total number of records are 7. We are in the last record, 7th record. Clear? Right. So now see, there is another icon here. This is used for blank record. I come to the point now, right? I already told you that form is for adding the data to the table, right? So up to now, I didn't show anything. I just shown you about how to change the records, right? But now time to add a new record, right? Listen to me carefully, right? So here, click on this icon. This icon seems to be this one. It looks like this. There may be a small asterisk or something, right? It looks like this. This is the icon for new record. Okay. So click on it. Now see, everything goes blank. You cannot see any data in these text boxes. All of them are empty because I have clicked on that new record icon, right? Now see, 8 of 8. See that small box under that form. So 8 of 8, which means I'm the last record, but it's a blank record. Okay, let me add the data first, right? So first one is admission number. Type an admission number like 5,000 or something. So then a student name, right? Let me add a name there, right? I type Nuan, right? So this is a student name. And date of birth. So see here, the date of birth has been set to a format, right? In table, we set a format. So here, according to the format, this date of birth is shown. So let me type 3, right? Space 7 space 1995. Okay, 3/7/1995. Now it shows 1995 3/7. It is because of the format which we set in the table design view, right? Gender, here also you have male and female options. Again, the reason is same. We already set such things in table, right? So it shows that. Okay, let me select male and then a city, right? I type Candy or something. Right, now see, the data entry becomes very simple. Even if you have 10 records, 10 fields or 20 fields, you don't need to face any problem because every field, right? Every field will be listed one by one, right? So here there is no need to use the scroll bar. So if something are hidden on the bottom, it is too easy, right? You can simply use the mouse scroll button on the mouse and use it. You know, dragging horizontally here and there may be the problem. But dragging towards up and down is not an issue because we have a scroll button, everything, right? So now it's enough. Okay, now I have added this data in form, but don't forget this record will be saved in the table. Okay. So let's save that. And now you can open your student table and check it, right? Check whether this record is added or not. Open the student table. You can see that. Look here, 5000, no and P, the date of birth there, male, Kent. So what I did was, I have added the data to the form, but the data is added to the table too. Form never stores any data. It looks like that form stores data. Never, right? Table has the data, but form takes the data from table and shows us. Even here, look here, you are able to see such things. But the original location which has this data is the table. But these data are shown through the form. So that may be the reason why you may think that it is the form which keeps the data. No, right? Tables store the data, but through form it is visible, right? We can say in both direction, right? For entering the data to the table, yes, we can use the form. Even to get the data from table, you can use the form as a mediator. So form is in between us and the computer and the table, right? Right. So let me add one more data there. So click on the new record. Let me add another one. See here, I type a student admission number like S2000, right? Listen to me, S2000. But now when I go to the next box, so next field, it shows a message. The value you entered isn't valid for this field. Remember, I have set number as data type for admission number in table, right? For admission number, we have set number as data type. But now I'm trying to enter a text. So that may be the reason why it shows this message. It never accepts. Unless you change the data type for table, right? In the table, you cannot, right? So better I remove this S. Now it is a number, definitely it takes, right? So type a name there, right? Right, I type a name there, Malar. So date of birth, so 8/9/2000 or something. Now let's see how it shows 2008/9. Then it is she's female and also a city, right? Just click on the save button, it will be saved. Now you can open the student table and see that. Look here, this is not visible, the data is not visible because the table is already open. So better close this table tab, right? Close the table tab and open it again because that student table is already open. So open it again. Now you can see that Malar is there, right? 2000 Malar, female color. Have you understood? So this is the purpose of having form. So data can easily be added to the table through the form. Even you can say that data can be retrieved from table to form, right? And also another important thing here, the form can be attractive, right? That can be attractive to the users because sometimes, not sometimes, almost all of us as human beings, we need or we like to work with attractive interfaces, colorful things. Even look at them. So your mobile phone, if you take your mobile phone, none of us like to have a mobile phone with some simple designs or simple interfaces or something. So we like to have some mobile phones with attractive backgrounds, attractive interfaces. So as people, we have such behaviors, right? So here also, the form, the view of the form can be changed as an attractive one. You can design your own form. Look here, I'm not going to spend much time in designing, but I tell you, or I try to give some ideas, right? Look here. So this view behind the form, this view is called form view, right? So go to the view. This is in form view. Click to the design view. Now this is the design view of the form. Look, table has design view and also table has datasheet view. Query has design view, right? And query also has datasheet view. But here form, this is the design view. This is where you have to design the form. And also to see the output, you have to click on the form view. Here we don't have any datasheet view. It is form view. So now I am on design view. Okay, better switch to the form view and look at that top part. You have the form name and look at the background. There is a yellow, sorry, there is a light blue background there. You can change it. So go to the design view. Just right click on that light blue, right click, right? So you have a menu, select this option, where is it? Here it is, back color, right? Back color, you may select any color which you want. I select this. Now go back and see the form view. It looks different. Even look at this area, this form body. It looks like white or something, right? So if you want another color, go back to the design view, right click on this area. You have the back color again, select a back color, right? Let me select dark, something like here. So now go back and check the form view. Now it looks differently. You now see your field names are not visible because they are in ash color or black color, so they are not visible. So let's change the color of these field names. Go back to the design view and now select the field. These are fields, these are the boxes. Those boxes are called text boxes. Look here, these are called boxes, text boxes. I'm talking about this. Okay, these are called text boxes. These are the fields. Okay, right. Now select the field. You may select all the fields at once, right, by using the control key. So select the first field and press the control key and select the others. You can see now all these things are selected. Now right click on it. Right click on it and you have the back color again. Here it is. And sorry, not back color, we are changing the font color, right? So font color or faux color, same. So select the font. Okay, let me select a white color or something and go back and check the form view. Now things are clear. Now look at the boxes. These are text boxes. Even the font color of those letters appeared in the text box can be changed. So go back to the design view, select all the text boxes, by pressing the control key, select everything. Right click on it. Now see font color is there, right? So select a font color. Let me select, right? Let me select red or something. Sorry, I have selected the fill color, right? So fill color must be, okay, let me select another one and also select the font color. Right, now go back and check it. Right now, right, so it's up to you to, make it as attractive. We can make it, but I'm not going to, I didn't select the appropriate colors and color combinations, right? I did it randomly, but it is possible. Okay, so this is form. It is for data entry, right? Through the form, data can be added, but once data are added, they will be kept in table. Okay, so that's enough. I'm not going to take another example for form. Okay, so if you can remember the method for creating form, that is not important for exams, never ever asked, but they may ask the purpose of creating form. So it would be easy. Form is for inserting the data to the table. Okay, right. So let's take the last object in DBMS, in Microsoft Access, that is called query. Sorry, that is called report, right? The last one. Right. So let me tell you the purpose first, right? So report, look here, you may have many data, right? Many data in a table. But sometimes you need some of the data to be printed out, because assume you have, take a look at my table. We have many data. But now I want to print student names and their cities. I want these things for a need or something. So I want to print the student name along with the city. For this purpose, report is the best option, right? So report is for taking printouts of the data which are saved in tables, so which are saved in databases. Okay, so table for storing the data, query for retrieving the data from table, form is for inserting the data to the table, report is for printing the data which are stored in tables. Okay, so for creating a report, you must have a table. So let's create a report now. So again, click on Create tab and now go to the report section. There may be different methods for creating a report, but I will use a simple method. Click on Report Wizard. Earlier, when we created form, we clicked on Form Wizard. Now we are creating a report, so click on Report Wizard, right? So click on it. Now you have a same dialog box, so same wizard as you had earlier. So when we clicked on Form Wizard, we got the same wizard. Now also we have, but look at the title bar. It is not, actually it is not the Form Wizard. It is Report Wizard. But it looks like same, the appearance or maybe the things available inside, everything is same, right? So, okay, now I want to print the student names and the cities. So definitely I have to select the table first, right? So they are available in student table, so select it. So now I want only 2 things to be printed out, not all these things. If you want all, just click this arrow. But since I don't want all these fields to be printed out, I want to take one by one. So select the S name and click on this icon. Now S name has been taken. What else I want? City, right? So I want city. So select the city and click on this icon. Right. Now our original table has 5 fields. Right, but I wanted to print only 2 fields, so those 2 fields have been selected. So click on the next field, again next. Even you can sort them ascending order, descending order there, but I don't want them now. I just finish it. Okay, now all the student names and their cities are displayed here. Remember, this is the print preview. You know, print preview, right? The print preview means it's a view to be noticed before taking the printout. I repeat it. Print preview is a view which has to be checked before taking the printout. So now it looks like the printout. You can see them, right? They are attractive and also well organized. Even you can see some footer notes there, right? The page numbers are there. Maybe the current date right there. Even you can, if you don't want, you can hide them, right? Possible. Right, so if I have thousands of records, definitely I need many pages. But now I have only 1 page. Look here, right? Page 1, because I have only few names, so they can be printed in 1 page. If you have 100 names or 1000 names, definitely pages are automatically added. So this makes our work easy, because if it is printing, sometimes you have to set several things. You have to set the paper, maybe some designing to be there. If you want to add the footer note, you have. So, but here everything is simple. Okay, so here I have selected only 2 fields. That is the reason why it shows 2 fields. If all the fields are selected, definitely You can see all of them here. Okay, so this is the reason why we create report. Okay, enough. I explained them as very brief, but for you, this is more than enough. Okay, so let's come to the conclusion. Conclusion means conclusion on objects, database objects. I'm not going to conclude all these things which we studied earlier. Going to conclude only the database objects. So a database management system has various tools for managing the data. Those tools are called objects, right? So we have table, we have query, we have form, report, macro. But macro is not in our syllabus. So since it is not listed, I skip it, right? So we need to remember all these 4 objects and their purposes and their needs, right? So table is the primary object because table is the one which stores the data. Remember, without a table, you cannot create the rest of the objects. Without a table, you cannot create a query. Without a table, you cannot create a form, and also you cannot create a report without a table. So that may be the reason why table is known as primary object. So why query? It is for retrieving the data from table. It is for finding the data or selecting the data from table. Form. It is for inserting the data to the table. Finally, report. It is for taking the printouts of the data saved in tables, right? So these are the 4 database objects available here. Okay. Even you can design the report, right? Now see, report also has views. Earlier we were in print preview. This is your print preview. But if you want to design your report, because sometimes you don't want such colors, right? So you can go to the view and click on the design view. Now you are on the design view. Right click on it and you can set many things. See, fill color, back color there, select a color. Now see, your print preview different. Not only this header part, you can change everything, right? Font color can be there, font can be changed, this background can be changed. It's all about decoration, so I'm not going to spend much time in decorations, right? So you can practice such thing. All right, so these are the things to be noted in database management system. But again, I tell you, things which I taught in database management system may not be important. But as a student who follows ICT in grade 10, it may be important because it is for your personal life, for your day-to-day life, because you have to apply such things in your future. But for someone who wants to face exams, these are not important, right? The first half which we took in this unit may be important for your exam, or must be important for your exams. Okay, right. So with this, we can conclude this unit number 9, right? So I explained everything clearly. I took around 11 classes, I think, 11 or 12 classes. And also I have shown the past paper model, the paper model, right? In the second part, then there should be a question asked, right? That question is too easy, but I tried, I think, 2 questions few days back. So remember the structure, and also there may be 3 or 4 MCQ questions possible in the final paper, right? All right, so let's move to the unit number. We have 2 units to be taken. We have unit number 7 and also we have unit number 8. Note, I skipped both these units and started unit number 9 because I thought that unit number 9 may be okay to you to explain in online. So that may be the reason why I started database management system or database. But now, since we don't have any options, I go back and take the units which we left, right? So straight away I take the unit number 7, which is called spreadsheet software. Spreadsheet software. Right, look. So before I start explaining, or before I have an introduction for this unit, let me tell you one important thing. See, in grade 10, you have 9 units. You know, it's quite a big number, right? 9 units. But even though you have 9 units in grade 10, only 2 units are considered as important for your final exam. I'm talking about your second part of your final exam. So unit number 9, so which is the one which which we finished just now, that is database. That is very important. Around 15 marks you can gain from that unit, or in this unit. The other important unit in grade 10 is this one, spreadsheet software. This also can produce around 15 marks, right? So the weight must be given for these two. The priority must be given to this unit. The other units may not be important for second part. Maybe you can have some marks in MCQ, right? Maybe in the in the second part there is a first question, compulsory question. So it has 10 sub questions. So there may these areas, right? The remaining units may be included in such areas, MCQs and the first question in the second part. But to get more marks, you need to be very good in these 2 units, right? Database management system, which means database unit number 9, and spreadsheet, right? Okay, that is the first thing to be remembered. The other one, okay, I tell you the subject first. You may remember that, right? I mentioned that one maybe during the class, during our regular classes. From unit number 6 to unit number 9, we have application softwares in grade 10, right? So, unit number 6 is word processing software. That is an application software. You know what application software is, right? So, application software is for fulfilling special tasks or unique purposes. So, with word processing, you can edit the words and create documents, right? That is unit number 6. Unit number 9 is database management system. So that is another application software, because that software is for creating databases and managing the data. You can save the data and you can retrieve. These are the only things that you can do with database management systems. You cannot type a book there, right? Or you cannot do calculations. You may do some basic calculation, but that is not the point. Even in unit number 8, we will study that later. In unit number 8, we have to learn about presentation software, right? Presentation, see, so presentation is something which can be used everywhere. As a teacher, I can present my ideas or subject idea to you. As a business person, someone can present his idea, his products to the customers. So for presentation purpose, we use presentation software. That will be unit number 8. Here in unit number 7, we will have to take spreadsheet software. It's another application software, but remember, this is for performing calculations, right? Spreadsheet software for performing calculation. You can do any kind of calculations in spreadsheet software. It may be mathematical related calculations, arithmetic calculations, right? It may be related to statistical related to calculation, statistics, finding the averages. Maybe if you have a range of number, you can find the maximum, right? So those are statistics. So statistical related calculations can be. Even you can do some calculations related to date or time, right? Date, time related. You can find your age, right? Maybe number of years, number of months, maybe days. So there may be several date or time related calculations. Even you can perform some text calculations, right? So you may give you a name, and find as a nickname, right? Having 4 letters or 3 letters from left side and take a nickname. There may be full names there, but from the full name we can retrieve some short names possible. So this spreadsheet software has so many calculations, right? You can do all the calculations in spreadsheet. If you belong to a banking sector, there are facilities for performing banking related calculations. If you belong to a statistical department, you have facilities, right? So anyone can do calculations because it's full of calculations, right? So that may be the first point to be remembered. Spreadsheet software is for calculation purpose, right? Okay. When it comes to word processing software, you know, word processing software is a category, right? It's a software category. But many companies, so many software developing companies produced word processing software. We have a list of softwares, right? We used MS Word, that is from Microsoft. LibreOffice Writer there, that is from the Document Foundation, right? So we have OpenOffice Writer there, that is from Apache Foundation. We have AbiWord there. We have WordPerfect there. So there are so many word processing softwares available, because you know that is an area, right? That is a category. So if there is an area, if there is a category, there is always a competition, right? High competition. Every software developing companies try producing such things. Even in database management system, we have a list. It may not be a big list like word processing, but there are many examples possible. We applied MS Access, Microsoft Access. So it is from Microsoft, right? So we have LibreOffice Base, that is from Document Foundation. We have OpenOffice Base. Even we have MySQL, right? We have Oracle. We have Paradox. So there are so many database softwares. Even in spreadsheet, we have number of spreadsheet softwares, right? The one which we are going to use here is MS Excel, right? Microsoft Excel, MS Excel. Not only Excel, there are a number of spreadsheet softwares available. So I list them. Later we can see them in a presentation or something, right? So we have LibreOffice Calc, right? They are in word processing, it's LibreOffice Writer. In DBMS, it's LibreOffice Base, but here it is LibreOffice Calc, right? And also we have another one called VisiCalc, right? VisiCalc. And we have Lotus 123, right? Lotus 123. So we have number of spreadsheet software. So let me show them first. Look, right? Microsoft Excel, it is from Microsoft. LibreOffice Calc, this is from Document Foundation. OpenOffice Calc, Apache Foundation. Numbers, it is from Apple, right? Apple Incorporation. VisiCalc, this is also from Apple Incorporation. Lotus 123 from Lotus, the company's Lotus. Within the bracket, I have given the companies, software companies, development companies. and then G numeric, right? So all these examples are given for spreadsheet softwares, right? Some of them are commercial softwares, which means license, and some of them are open source. Okay, right. So here we will use Microsoft Excel for performing calculation. I already mentioned that spreadsheet is for calculation, performing calculation. So we will have to check, or we will have to perform different kinds of calculations. So here we will use Microsoft Excel, right? So before we start using the Excel, let me tell you one important thing. After that, I will show you the facilities available in a spreadsheet. Look here. As people, we cannot remember all these names for exams, right? Because even in word processing, we have a big list. MS Word there, right? LibreOffice Writer, OpenOffice Writer, there may be many, maybe 6 or 7. In database management system also, we have number of softwares. Here in spreadsheet also, we have number of softwares. So as a person, as an individual, it is very tough to remember all these names. So better remember at least 3 softwares under each category. 3 of them in word processing software, 3 of them in database management system, 3 of them here in spreadsheet. Because I asked you to remember only 3 because for managing your second part. Because when a question like write 2 example for spreadsheet software, so you should have the ability to write them, right? So for that purpose, remember at least 3 examples. But when these things are asked in MCQ, you don't need to be worried, because look here, look at the names which we discussed or which we took in word processing: LibreOffice Writer, OpenOffice Writer, Kingsoft Office Writer, MS Word, Abhi Word. So there, in all these names, there may be a word or there may be a phrase which indicates that they are word processing software. So look at them, word. So from the word word, I can understand that it is a word processing. LibreOffice Writer. See that word writer, because writer, why do you use word processing? It is for inserting the text and making some changes. So if it is writer, then we can understand that it is word processing software. Right? So Abhi Word, Word Perfect. So there may be the phrase word or maybe writer. So by using such phrases, you can simply identify them as word processing. Even here in spreadsheet, you know, there is a phrase which shows us that they are spreadsheet. Okay, calc, LibreOffice calc. You know, calc means calculation. Why spreadsheet? It is for performing calculation. So with this word calc, we can easily identify that it is a spreadsheet software. Look here again, calc, calculation. So spreadsheet. See, numbers. You know, numbers are essential for calculation, right? So use this shortcut idea. So numbers. So spreadsheet. We see calc. Again, see, you can see that calc. Lotus 1, 2, 3. See, number is there. Right? It doesn't make any sense. The word lotus doesn't make any sense. But look here, 1, 2, 3. So see, these are actually some shortcut ideas. Right? I'm not saying that they are appropriate, but it may be okay. Right? 1, 2, 3. So they are numbers. So definitely spreadsheet. Even numeric. See, there is a word numeric, which means number. Only the word Excel is something different. That doesn't. That may not be related to the function, calculation, but Excel is a very popular one, so we never forget that. Okay, so use this trick to remember such things or to identify them. So even for word processing, we have a trick. Here also we have a trick, right? Database management system, something different, right? You need to remember them because those names are a little different. But again, there may be some softwares under DBMS have the word base, right? LibreOffice base, OpenOffice base. So some examples use the word base, but not all. Okay, right. So these are the examples, right? And let's see the facilities or features available in a spreadsheet software, right? So we have number of features there. I have listed only few. Look at them first. For performing calculations, we have a feature called functions. Don't worry, I will explain later. So these are for performing various calculations. There may be a number of functions, I will explain. And also for analyzing the data, there is another facility called chart. You might have seen on your school notice board or maybe school walls where the students, general examination results are analyzed using charts. They may use a bar chart or pie chart. And because when it comes to data analyze, charts are very important because when you put them in a small table or normal table, people cannot understand them. But when something are shown on a chart, they can easily compare the past years and understand your progress. So it may be for data analyze, I will explain. For arranging your data, there is another facility called sorting. Let's see. And even you can filter some data. You may have so many data in a spreadsheet, but if you want some of the data, there can be it can be filtered. I will explain. Right, like the query. Right, query is something different. Even when you use query, you can be able to retrieve the data. You may have so many data in your table, but with query, you can select some of them. Here also, in a spreadsheet, you may have many data, but using filter facility, you can filter whatever you want, right? And also, of course, you have security there. You can use the passwords and everything for protecting your data. I will explain, right? And also the other common facilities, right? Because these are application softwares, so it may have some other common facilities like checking the spelling, right? Maybe bold, italic, taking printouts, saving such things, finding some data. So there may be so many things available as common. They are not special for spreadsheet. They are found in almost all the application softwares, right? But these functions and charts, and there may be very unique features found here. Okay. Right. So yeah, today I just gave a small introduction for spreadsheet. I mentioned maybe three important things. First of all, I mentioned the purpose for having or for using spreadsheet. I suggested that it is for calculation purpose, right? That's the first one. Then I mentioned some of the examples for spreadsheet, right? So remember at least three, as I mentioned. And finally, I have listed some of the features available in a spreadsheet, right? So in the next class, we will have to work in a spreadsheet, or we will have to perform some of the calculation. But I'm not going to perform those calculations directly because first of all, we have to study the interface of Excel first. Right? We are going to use Microsoft Excel. So we should understand the components appeared on that particular interface. So we will identify them. Once those components are identified, then we can start using, start those functions. I mentioned the functions, so we can perform calculations, right? But I'm not going to take much time for introducing the component because most of the components are similar to your MS Word, you know, title bar there, tabs there, ribbon, maybe scroll bars. Almost all of them are visible here. All of them are found here, but there may be some differences because that is for word processing purpose. This is for calculation purpose. So definitely there may be some differences, but most of the components are same. So which makes our works easy, right? Not only for me, even your part also becomes easy because you don't need to remember or memorize such things. Okay, right. So with this, we can conclude today's lesson and try practicing the database. Check the database things and refer everything. And because now hereafter we will have to enter into a new environment, right? It must be a different, totally a new environment. We are not going to work with data. So it's all about calculation. So it is important for remembering your past. Okay, it's enough, and we will meet in the next class. Thank you.